Singapore immigration laws and matters.
Permanent residency.
Citizenship.
I'm Kay.
I'm Elena.
This
is the Masterclass.
In the last video, we briefly talked about the top 12 influencing factors that will affect the success of your PR and citizenship application. Today, we're going to talk in details about these factors. As we know, age is a very important factor in the evaluation process. Due to aging population in Singapore, you should stand a higher chance of getting approval if you're young. This is because you have a longer contribution periods to both economy and society in Singapore. According to ICA statistic, as high as 38.3% out of 32,710 new PR in the year 2018 falls between the age group of 21 to 30 years old. Meanwhile, for age group of 31 to 40 years old, the percentage is still as high as 25.3%. However, for older candidates, do not get disheartened. It doesn't mean you do not have any chances getting your PR approved. ICA would like to see if you are progressing in your career as you age, you still stand a chance in getting your PR approved. Family ties is also an important factor in the evaluation process. Having a family member close to you in Singapore will definitely showcase that you are very committed to maintain a close family ties in Singapore. The likelihood of your family assimilating in Singapore is much higher if your child is receiving education in Singapore and growing up in Singapore. Next is industry requirements. For your information, ICA does segregate the quota according to which industry you are in. As everyone knows, Singapore is moving towards being a smart nation. If you're in certain industry, example, cybersecurity, fintech, artificial intelligence, you actually stand a much higher chance compared with other industry, example, manufacturing, F&B industry. Why is that so? It's because your skill set is much highly wanted compared with other industry. If you're in this two industry, you know your chances of getting approval are much higher because the quota is larger. However, if you're in other industry, it doesn't mean that your chances of getting approval are zero. Me and Elena have successfully helped a lot of clients from across different industries to still get their PR approved. Social integration is an important factor in the evaluation process. ICA would like to know how well this candidate integrated into Singapore. Some suggestion that I often give my client is to participate in some volunteering activity or community events to show that they have pretty much integrated to Singapore. Or you can also learn the additional language, say Mandarin, to help to integrate to Singapore better. Having a property investment will add point to your application. Having a house here is the best way to showcase that you are very committed to Singapore, that you have plans to bring your family closer in Singapore. However, as a foreigner, you have to pay additional 20% buyer stamp duties. If you can afford, go for it. A lot of people are not aware that having insurance policy will help you in your applications. The moment you get your PR status, if anything were to happen to you, government have to subsidize you. So government would like to know, are you going to be a liability of the country? So having an insurance here will showcase to ICA that you're very committed to Singapore. Elena and I will help our clients to craft a very personalized testimonials, and we will guide you who you need to approach to get all this recommendation letter endorsed, and it will help you greatly in your applications. By having some financial investment in Singapore, it does showcase your long-term plan in Singapore. What we encourage our clients to do is, example, invest in some fixed deposit with lock-in period of 10 years to showcase that you have planned to stay here for another 10 years. By having SRS account, it will help you to increase your chances as well. SRS account is something like CPF. You can only withdraw up until certain age. So it is a very good instrument for you to showcase your long-term plan in Singapore. Educational level is an important factor in the evaluation process. That being said, you do not need to be a PhD holder in order for you to get your PR and citizenship approved. If you have a tertiary education, you would have met the minimum requirements. Professional achievement is an important factor in the evaluation process. ICA would like to know what are the professional achievements that you have achieved in your career, what are the skill sets that you possess, and what you can bring to the table in your industry. Economic contribution is one of the factors in the evaluation process. ICA will look at the income that you're getting and the tax that you're paying. A good benchmark, I would say, is $6,000. Being a foreigner here, only by earning $6,000, you can get a dependent pass for your families to come into Singapore. Government thinks that only by earning $6,000, you are able to raise a family in Singapore. Household income of $6,000 and below is not desirable. If you possess certain unique talents, we would like to showcase the ICA. Example, if you're very competitive in certain sports, then you can represent Singapore national team. This is definitely something worth talking about that we can showcase in your cover letter to increase your chances of getting your PR approved. So these are the top 12 influencing factors that will affect the success of your PR and citizenship application. One thing to take note, there is no one deciding factors. Government is going to use a holistic approach. They're going to take a look at overall of your profile. Me and Elena will guide our clients on how they can work on certain aspects to boost their chances in getting their PR and citizenship approved. Meanwhile, when you're choosing a service provider, do make sure that they are doing the same thing.